Hey everyone, I welcome you all to the Tech Talk series. In the first episode of Tech Talk series, we'll be talking to Mr. Mohan Sivaraman. Mr. Mohan Sivaraman is a Python developer and also a Python trainer. He's someone who is really passionate about training. In this particular video, we'll be talking to him and discuss about Python programming, automation, etc. etc. I hope this particular video will help everyone who wants to build a career in Python programming. Welcome. Let me start from the very basic question that everyone will ask. So, people Python is a very easy language, especially because it is in a plain text format. Okay, people usually say that every line of Python is very easy to understand. So, how do you see this statement? Do you think the Python is really easy, or it really takes time to learn?
Yes, Madhi, to answer your question, the answer is very much yes, because so Python is nothing but plain English conversation, Madhi, right? You don't have the same complex structure where we have in Java, where we have in other C++. So in Python, right, the code structure is very minimal. That means it is like a normal English conversation, right? If that was the case, and the answer is yes, very much easy. And this is the reason why school curriculum started having Python as a base for the computer. Initially, it was like C++ where they have the base of any computer language, right? But now they started keeping Python as a base for even in Tamil Nadu engineering, right? First year usually they have C++. Now they started having Python because it's very much easier. When I say easier, it is like a normal plain text, as you explained in the question, right? It is like a normal conversation. You can start writing, the way we converse ourselves, right, between us, right? The same thing we can start writing the code in Python. So it's very much easy.
On that note, I would like to ask you, there is another technology called machine learning, right? Machine learning, it's on booming already. If you look at the past 4 or 5 years, machine learning is another booming technology that everyone aware of. So on that note, which programming language do you think is best suitable for machine learning? R programming or Python language?
So being in Python for so long, I cannot usually, let people learn another language. But on the general perspective, Mari, this Python, right? When I say elegant language, what does it mean? Is that it has so much of packages available. What is packages generally? Is it set of already built code, right? So when I say right, you want to learn previous question, right? I have highlighted that you can do the projects, right? And I told that doing project in Python is very much easier, right? When I say easier, what does it mean? They already have so much of packages built. So only thing you have to do is that utilize the package, use the package, right? Technically speaking, it's like a normal namespace, import kind of a stuff. So Python tells you, right, guys, don't worry about writing so much of code. We already built the code. For example, when I want to connect a system to another system, so one system to another system, so I have to write the code in between. So that should be some language. And if I want to write those code in other languages, right? Sometimes it may take around 100 lines of code. But what this Python tells you, guy, Mohan, please don't write so much of code. I have a package. What do you have to do? Utilize the package, right? Point number one. With respect to point number two, and when you write syntax, when you go for a when I say deeper syntax in Python, it doesn't have a complexity, right? And it is very much easier. Third point, Python is unstructured, Madhi. It means there is no need to follow any protocol to write any program. Even if it is a two-line of a code, start typing the code and execute it. So it is very much unstructured, right? Because of this unstructured, I want to underline this term, unstructured. Python is very much unstructured, right? So what happens when you say it's unstructured? People can easily do the code without any hassle and any trouble. And it doesn't have any compiler as well. For the memory, it is very much easier. When you put all these points together, obviously Python has a greater advantage than other language, which includes R many.
All right, Morgan. So, well, yeah, so you spoke about a lot of advantages about Python. So now I'm coming to my next question from what you said. Okay. So now, if you look at the scope of the Python in next 5 years or 10 years, we will have to incorporate a new word called automation, right? So when automation kicks in, it's already kicked in already in many of the corporates, and they already started adopting automation technology. So on that note, do you think Python will have a major role to play in automation, or do you also feel that is there ever not solving demand for every field to start learning Python as a cross skilling maybe?
Yes, yes, Madhi, absolutely, absolutely. No, this is what I felt the most important question of our questionnaire till now, right? So the particular word automation, this rules the world, Madhi, right? It rules every part of the world. Take automobile industry, take medicinal industry, right? Pharmacies, right? Whatever the industry you might be, the one thing which you frequently gonna have in the future, in upcoming years, right? The automation. So what was the absolute need of development, right? To do certain works in easier way, right? And usually what happens, we human tend to have some sort of role play in doing any program. And if there are cases where they don't want any human role play, then obviously they should go for automation. And consider the current situation. People will forget. People will get frightened to go for any hotels, right? People will have a COVID, so it may get affected to me as well. So, what is the solution for this? What is the mankind solution? How I can come out of this kind of trouble? Automation. So now you could have heard it, right? In certain countries they started implementing robots, again automation, right? So what they did, instead of sending a human where they have the possibility of getting COVID affection, they're sending robots to serve people, right? This is just a prime example which I'm telling. It all the well. See, one of the biggest thing what we're doing is that we're going to avoid going for a shopping. I can guarantee, at least for next 2 years, we're going to avoid going for shopping. So what we're going to do? Home shopping. When I say home shopping, what was it? Amazon, Flipkart, these particular website, right? Now, since they know that this Amazon, this Flipkart, and all other online shopping, they're going to have the higher demand in the future. So what they started implementing machine learning. I want to connect this question to the previous question, the machine learning stuff. So what happened? These company they started utilizing so much of machine learning, automation, right, and so much of artificial intelligence, right? When you choose something, they have to give you similar product kind of stuff. So now what happened? World is becoming automation, and usually it's supposed to be automation ruling world by now. And since this COVID come into the picture, we can say that bad and good in a discuss, right? Kind of stuff. So now this COVID added a additional push for this kind of automation. Of course, automation is going to rule. And when you say automation, you can do it in any language, right? It doesn't mean that you have to only do automation with Python. But as connect to the previous question, Python has so much of packages. So when you learn Python, right, the next step you can go for data analytics, right? You see IBM, right? We usually watch IBM. And all the colorful data, all the colorful analysis, all the colorful algorithms, maps. So those are all they were doing it in Python. Of course, they would have done it in some other language. Now it becomes easier, right? So now what happens? Instead of you seeing the data, right? You just manipulate the data on your own. But if you see the same data on a colorful picture, visualization to be precise, you'll understand in a better way. So now what they're doing? They're completely doing this kind of automation. Don't show the data directly, show the data in a visual structure. So this way, Mani, so by automation is going to rule the world, at least for the next 10 years. And if that was the case, this Python will become an alphabet, right? As we go for schools, right? Alphabet is our basic. Unless until you know the alphabet, you cannot go and survey the standards. Same thing, if world is moving automation, prime thing which you want to know as an alphabet is absolute Python.
Yeah. So now, as you speak a lot of stuff about Python, I'm very curious about knowing about the real life applications of Python, right? So from a layman point of view, I know there is a first black hole image founded by scientists using the data analysis, especially with the Python technology, right? So there could be many strangest and craziest real life applications of Python that many of us doesn't know actually. So from an expert point of view, what are the real life applications that you would like the world to know?
Right, Mati. So there was no, where I can give the numero for this kind of strangest application, right? Whatever you see in now, except human intervention. So whatever you are seeing in today, right? The technology, almost they do have a Python. For example, Amazon, right? So what happens if I go and choose one particular product, say mobile phone, right? And what happened when I choose a mobile mobile phone, people would have noticed they started highlighting to the similar mobile phones, right, on the below corner, right? And they will highlight you saying that people who selected this particular product also saw these kind of a products, right? Again, that is intelligence, kind of artificial intelligence. So what happened? As soon as you open the browser tabs, you open some other website to these tabs is artificial intelligence. How they define it or how they matter about. That means when you select a product, they'll get the attribute of the product. What is the attribute? The color, the shape, the price, and the product origin and the frequency of user. After collecting these 5 attributes, they put this attribute in one algorithm. That algorithm is what? K-nearest algorithm. How they define? They define using a Python. So this is a simple thing. Usually we tend to wonder how does it happen, right? People know that something is happening behind, so that Amazon is actually pushing this kind of similar product. So what happening at the background? That we need to know. That is nothing but a Python. So this is one real-time example, and one of the craziest thing, craziest application which we developed is, the complete automation, right? So there is one specific thing, right, where we did a project for Boeing, Bombardier, which is nothing but an aircraft company. So they do have CDU. So when pilot start his airplane, right, so he can see something like CDU, cabin display unit, right? So it is nothing but it contains the total sensor of the complete plane, right? When passenger sits on the particular plane, each passenger will have their own sensor on top of their head, water sensor and fire sensor, right? So what happens is that when as soon as the pilot sits on the plane, he need to check whether all the sensors are very much active. So he cannot go and see every places then and there. So what he can do is that by doing some single click operation, he can able to get the same data, sensor data, and he can update it at table. So this also we did, and to be precise, this we did in a complete Python. People will never believe, right? When I say we did a project which is implemented in bigger company like Boeing, right? Now most of the planes are developed by Boeing only, right? This we did only with the Python, nothing much, right? And when I say Python, it is I'm telling you guys, it is very base Python, no complex machine learning, no complex AI, straightforward Python. So there are a number of product I can say we use in the real time. Even without our without our self awareness, we're still using a product which is inbuilt by a Python.
All right, Morgan, excellent explanation, I would say. So the next thing I would like to ask you is, this is something that every student or someone who wants to pursue a career in Python asks, what are the certifications available in Python? So do you also think that doing certification will do a long way in building an excellent career in Python technology? Do you think there is a correlation between doing a certification and getting a job in a corporate?
Indeed, to certain extent, of course, this application will play a role, right? So when I say certification plays a role in the kind of interview company, it was little old saying, right? So when we are into early 2000, people usually have this kind of common, stuff like do as much of certification so that people will get attracted when you go for interview. Yes, indeed. Now also people tend to get attracted towards the certification you did, right? And the point which I want to highlight particularly is that the what certification where you want to do is it doesn't matter, as long as you hold the stuff of a particular language. When I say Python, right, of course certification matters, right? You can so that you can give yourself market to other companies that you did some certification. Beyond the certification, what important is that the stuff you have in Python, right? Never and ever study only for getting the certificate. Of course you can get certified and you can name yourself, that is kind of a pride we can say. But after that, after pride is term which is okay, we can have a pride by getting certificate, but there is one another term called survival, right? So when I say survival, certificate is again mere secondary. The content you're going to learn is what important, and there is no, I think with respect to the Python, there is no direct certification as you do for Oracle. You can only get the institutional based certificate, right? We go for institute, learn Python, get certified. But I don't think so now the people, because now most of the company, what they want is that the people with the content, not with the certificate, predominantly. Of course, certificate play a role, but not as we usually comparing to the late of 2000. Now, whatever the company is expecting is that the pure content, the stuff, right? So when you go for an institute, right, select an institute where the training teach you in a better way. Never select institute only on the name or the brand they show. Always select institutes based upon the trainers and learn as much as possible, right? Never stick with any syllabus. That is the one thing which I always try. Never stick with the syllabus. Start learning as much as possible. So that's it, Madi. So certification and coaching is important, but stuff matters than the certificate, Madi.
Yeah, I think that was a very good response, because when you go to an interview and show all your certifications but doesn't know what they are asking, then all your certifications go in vain, right? So I think that's a very good response. That's something everyone should know about it. People usually want to do certifications, want to spend a lot of money, but what they fail to do is to acquire the right knowledge. So I think that was a very good response from your side. So on this note, I would like to ask my last question. What are the tips and suggestions that you would like to provide to any beginner who wants to do a excellent career in Python programming? So yeah, your advices, please.
Yeah. So people, one thing which I always, stress people, never get shifted towards the, experimental stuff. So what happened is that I seen people who started learning Python. At the end of 2 months, they were sticking, or they were jumping back to the advanced language like data science, machine learning, AI. Of course, they can learn. Of course, they can learn. So what happened? These machine learning, these AI, and these data analytics, and whatever it is nothing but algorithm. So algorithm is what? They have a template, and you're going to put your input onto the template, and this template is going to give you the output. That's what this kind of advanced thing is going to do. What is the important stuff? Is it a basic, guys? Very much basic. I see people learn 1 hour of basics in data types, and they'll jump on the next topic. I tell you, for learning data types, it will take around a week, right? So my strong advice is, get user expertise in the basic, right? What is expertise? Not typing the code, right? I'm not saying about how you type the code, because we do have so much of websites available: Google, Stack Overflow, Code Review, Data Flare, Data Camp. There are so much of websites where you can copy paste and you can say this code works fine. But when I say expertise, who's expertise? One who can able to see the error and tell you the solution, right? That is why we want to see ourselves as expertise. When you can say this, or when you can get this kind of acknowledgement or kind of acknowledgement, right? When you start writing the code on your own, do mistakes, do as much as possible mistake, because doing a proper code on a very first go, you can become a programmer, right? Doing the code, right? Doing the code after doing the mistake will make you an expertise programmer, right? So start doing the code. Make sure that you do mistake, keep doing the mistake, and also, right? Whenever you do the code, always follow a protocol, right? Writing coding is not matter, but the way we write a code is what matters. That is what most of the company like to acquire people who has the best way of writing code. Everyone can do, but you have to do the best way. So learn the basics strong. Make sure that you do as much as possible, and that means you have to learn yourself. Third is write a code with proper structure. When you say proper structure, see the memory management. What happens if I write this particular line, and how much memory it will take, how much time it will take. So there will be some same code which can take a lesser memory, lesser time. Go for the particular code. So when you can do this stuff, unless until you know the basics. Know the basics strong, right? Have a book. Always learn from books as well, right? Sometimes theory matters. Theory will tell you what is happening in the background. So this is how. And the last point is that when you write a code, see, at home when you write a code for automation, never write the code in such a way that how you understand, right? So write the code in such a way that how your machine is understanding, how your program is understanding. So if you do this way of programming, I hope that you can get proper expertise. So that's it, buddy.
Okay, Morgan. So I think, you shared a lot of information with us. That was the ultimate aim of this session as well, right? When we go to YouTube, we have a lot of videos. So, but your informational video from experts like you will go a long way for students to start a career in whatever programming language they want to. So that was the ultimate aim of the session. So as a final note, I have a last question for you. This is not about Python programming or something. This is about Morgan, okay? Whom do you like the most, Morgan as a Python programmer or Morgan as a trainer?
Mohan is a trainer who does the Python programming, so that I can give the answer, right? So of course, I love this kind of a training because when I was in schools, right, I always admire my teachers, right? And when I was into college, right, I'm a core developer initially, right? And initially in my company, this company, they told that I'm not fit for doing any development activity. Okay, then I am self-realized to myself that I was doing some sort of mistake. What was mistake? I'm not self-assessing myself. Then later I self-assessed myself, right? So it took some time for self-assessment. So now what happened is that after becoming a trainer, I want to make this kind of self-assessment to every student. So I took a training as my career, and then what happened is that when I started taking, then this Python comes into picture. So like I thought, maybe I can push both together so that my experience and my interest will come into together and give people the best possible thing to get out.
Yeah, thank you, Morgan. I know that you are passionate about training people, so just wanted to ask you that question as well. All right, Morgan, nice talking to you. That was a very nice interaction. We worked for a long time. We know each other for a very long time, but I don't think we ever got a good time to interact this much. Thank you for that. Thank you very much, Morgan. We will see you in next session. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Bye-bye.
Thank you.